have you ever become consciously aware of what our thoughts do to our body? Um, what is it? We have like millions of thoughts a day or hundreds of thousands of thoughts a day. And really, if you bear it down, not the story, but is the thought generating a positive emotion to be felt in the body or a negative one, like stressing it out? And what I've learned, especially when I had depression and anxiety and symptoms of PTSD, I I wasn't aware. Like I was probably for a few events that happened in my life, I was obsessed. Couldn't stop thinking about them. And I was aware, but I wasn't aware of how much I was hurting myself and hurting my body. And all those uncomfortable feelings just made me want to kind of self-medicate. Nicotine, caffeine, THC, alcohol, and some other stuff. It was all because I wasn't in control of my thoughts. I thought like I was literally, it was like watching myself think, destructively think, and not being able to do about it. Like I was watching the movie. And a lot of that I realized as I healed the anxiety, depression, and the PTSD, I've been analyzing the steps kind of I took and into how did I stay in pain for so long. And one of them that I really only became aware of listening to other people and how they tell their story and how they generate their pain. And a lot of it, I always hear, I wish. Being like, oh, I wish I could just talk to them again. You know what, Jeff, I wish I didn't do this, and I wish they were different, and I wish, and I wish, and I wish. And you could feel their energy just starting to dip over these wishes. And I sat back and I thought about it, and it was funny because later on I was thinking about a memory, and I caught myself saying, I wish. And when I wished, I felt like this awkward feeling go right down into my stomach. And I was like, oh my God, I just hurt myself. I just hurt myself for wishing something to be different. And really what it's not, when I wish for something, it's not like a birthday cake wish. Like I'm not wishing for a new car, even though I'd love one. I'm not wishing, like a little kid, you got the magic. I want a pony. I want some Transformers. I want G.I. Joe. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know, or throwing a coin into the fountain. You know, like, oh, I hope I get that job or whatever. Nothing serious, not that trauma you've been through in your life. And as you were playing it in your head, you're like, on so many different levels, one wish can generate so much pain. And to really get across what I'm trying to say is I have to share my own shit. I believe that will help connect. And so when I started to become aware of the wishing, I wish, I realized that every wish I had just causes pain. That's it. Causes pain. I'm not accepting it, which acceptance, it's really, the ego finds acceptance very hard, especially when you're bypassing it. But acceptance feels really good in the body. It's freeing. And yeah, so like, let me give you some examples of the wishing. So I wish they would change. That means I'm not accepting them. I want them to act according to me and the way I feel, even though I'm very generous and I'm very caregiving, but they should still act my way. Wasn't accepting. And that was causing pain. And for the people who are closer to me, I was putting on conditional love. Like, I could just love you more, or I could just love you if you did this. Just really wishing they would change when I'm not looking in the mirror. That's one. I wish things could be different. that usually generates the most common emotion is regret. And then, with sprinkled with a little bit of shame, guilt, embarrassment. It depends how you're looking at the situation, from what angle. I wish I never met her. I've said that a couple times in life, and I'm sure the people I was saying it to was saying, just putting a him there. And you know what? It's just that's anger. That's, again, regret. It can be a lot of anger, and it's funny because that anger I'm really not putting on them. I'm putting on me. I'm mad at me. So that was a pretty good awareness piece. I wish I could talk to them. I've had some events in my life where I never got closure with the people. And some would say they're major events, like they're something you probably want closure on. And I finally learned how to get closure. It took me years without getting closure, and I could always make another video about that. But for a long time, it was like, I wish I could talk to them. And for years, as soon as I come and be like, and as soon as that wish came up, I could talk to them. What would I do? I'd play out the scenario, like in the future, that hasn't happened. Like I'm talking to them, and sometimes you're arguing, sometimes you're crying, sometimes like it's loving. What I did is I exhausted myself, and it all started from a wish, and I put myself into the future that hasn't even happened, and it probably won't happen. So when I became aware of that, went into acceptance, I'm good. And I did get my closure. I wish they would go away and die. Have I been that angry? Yeah, I have. Do I regret saying those things? Yeah, but I forgive myself for it because I was angry. I was hurt. But that anger, when you get that wish going through your head, you are releasing toxicity in your body. You are stressing yourself out. Nothing feels better. Nothing will feel good. You need to lash out. And if you don't get that outlet, you just sitting there and you hate feeling it. So you're resisting it, and it happens even more. So you just more poison in the body. I haven't said that statement in years, and I like that because I have been put to the test on a few situations, and my anger doesn't get to that level, or my fear, the primary emotion, doesn't let me get to that level of anger. So I wish I wasn't here. Anybody's had depression. Anybody has made that wish. And I won't lie, a couple times I almost made that wish come true. That darkness is the reason why I'm on this path. This is the reason why I want to help people. Because they tell themselves that. And they're telling themselves that because the way they feel, not the way they think. And no one's giving them a solution out. As you can see, I'm pretty passionate about it. And because I teach surrender, I can't fight what comes to the surface. Not the best time to be letting out tears. But I'd rather not carry that energy in me. And that's the only way it's got to come out. The power of surrender. I wish I didn't feel this way. I'll let you on a little secret. My anxiety, my depression didn't start healing. Like the journey didn't start. It kept getting worse. It didn't start healing until I told myself. I learned about acceptance, And the day I told myself truly that I'm going to have anxiety and depression and PTSD, whatever, for the rest of my life, and it'll be okay. When I started putting that thought through, that's when the healing began. And I won't lie, a lot of emotions came to the surface, and I'm really glad I knew about the power of surrender before that, because I exhausted so much energy. And from that day forward, things got better. Sure, did it get dark again? Yeah, because I got shit I needed to work on. But every time it goes dark, and you stop wishing, you start accepting, you start surrendering, you start forgiving, I healed more than I was before. Not being depressed, not being anxious is my new normal. For years, my normal, because it kept repeating itself, felt like it was anxiety, depression, people suck, life sucks, I suck, and all that other fun shit. I wish they would forgive me. Have I done some shit in life I regret? Absolutely. Intentionally and unintentionally. But still, I wish they would forgive me. And it's funny, I thought I was feeling guilt. Like, that generates guilt. That statement generates guilt. But you know what it really generates? Shame. And to really put shame in perspective, shame is the worst energy, the lowest energy human beings can feel. When you have too much shame, when you're carrying too much shame, your life process is destruction. You destroy yourself and you destroy relationships because of shame. I know this because I had a lot of it. And for years, I wished certain people would forgive me. See, for almost 40 years, I put forgiveness out there. Like, if I did wrong to somebody, for the last 20 years, if I was wrong, I think I'd like to say I admit I was wrong. It saves so much time and bullshit. But not being able to tell the people that you were wrong, and they just, you don't know if they hate you or whatever, it just doesn't feel good. I realized that I looked at forgiveness all wrong in life because I was giving other people my power. I'm a good person. I deserve forgiveness. Yeah, I fucked up. And yeah, I wish it didn't happen. I wish it didn't happen. But it did. And I can't take it back, nor can I make it better. So what I finally learned in life is that when you fuck up, own it. Try to apologize. But you know what? When it comes to forgiveness, it's got to come here first. You got to forgive yourself. Then that wish goes away and you get the chance to heal, because that can leave a big ass void. And it's an unnecessary void. And the only reason we have it is because we don't really know what forgiveness is. And we put it on other people. I wish the same thing happens to them. That's usually an anger thing. I wish the same thing happens to them. To say that you're in a lot of pain, and you're not dealing with it great. And honestly, like, it's amazing, because this is an example of, say, ego in the forgiveness. Because if the same thing happens to them and they never apologize to you, and you see it happen to them, and maybe they look even more pathetic than you thought you looked, you'll fucking forgive them most of the time, but you'll forgive them. That's how the ego can forgive on one level. It's got to happen to you. You got to feel that pain, and then it can be recognized. This is real simple. Forgive them. Forgive yourself. Don't project that anger back onto somebody else, because those thoughts can ruin a day. I wish I didn't take that job. Yeah, I've said that once or twice in my life. But see, good or bad, I'm ballsy enough that I quit. Like, I've almost done the Lotto 649 marching band out the door, like the Jerry Maguire almost. So I really, when it's not a fit, it's done. But yeah, and that can take the energy out of you every day, because that's where you go. And your job doesn't suck. Your perception of the job sucks. But that's another video. So all in all, what I want you to become aware of, if you are going to heal, if you have depression, if you have emotional pain, you can't stop playing the scenario in your head and you're looking at it from different angles. Stop wishing. Just become aware of this. As soon as you catch yourself, you're wishing, you're like, wow, I'm hurting myself. Wow, I'm not accepting this. And you know what's going to come to the surface? Emotions. And what you do with those emotions is you surrender to them in that moment. Get that shit out. You generated it, and you're the one storing it up. It's got to come out, and that's surrender. It's energy. Energy being exhausted from the body. Negative energy. And because everything in this world is energy, there's no void. Just positive energy fills you. You know, after a good cry, you kind of giggle, you got some energy. Bad energy gone. Good energy in. It's our ego will say, no, we can't be happy right now. And we'll tell you the stories again on why you should be in pain. I really hope this video helps. I'm probably going to edit the shit out of it, but since I don't know how to edit things, I'm not going to. Now, in the future, I'm hoping to razzle and dazzle. This is very low tech, okay? But we do what we got to do, and I got to get the message out because people need to heal. We're at a boiling point, man. You can see it. You can feel it in people. We need to heal. And we can start healing by stop wishing. Thanks for watching.